What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning back in. Today we're addressing self-worth. Buckle up. It's going to be a good one. As always, I'm Dallas Terrell.
And I'm Jeremy Miller.
And we are the Betterment Bros. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Thanks for being back here with the boys.
That's right.
The Betterment Bros. Today we are tackling self-worth. Right? Self-worth.
Self-worth today,
For some
dude.
reason I was thinking self-image. Same shit. We're getting into it.
Pretty much.
Either way, we're both here. It's a Friday. We're feeling good and ready to get into this. So, as always, Jerem, you want to lead it off with a little 2-minute takeaway for your week?
I'd love to.
A little piece of knowledge maybe for the crowd?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, 2-minute takeaway this week, Dal. Celebrated Mariah's birthday. Mariah's my girlfriend for new listeners.
Mariah's also my girlfriend, but
different Mariah.
Different Mariahs.
Yep. Both of our girlfriends are named Mariah.
That's very true.
Which is awesome.
And sometimes confusing.
It can be tricky.
Yes.
So we, celebrated her birthday, and it was really cool, man. She had a whole weekend planned out, did all the shit she wanted to do. Went dancing with all the girlfriends.
Well, there we go.
We went and ate a bunch of food with a bunch of people. And then her and I went up to Calistoga, wine country.
Wine country.
Which for me wasn't...
cheese country.
It's cheese country.
Salami country.
Yeah, dude. But what was cool is that we stayed at this resort. It's a hot spring, right?
Oh, shit.
And they got an Olympic-sized pool that is like a giant hot tub.
Damn.
Right? It's the hot spring... pumps all the water into this pool, so you're floating in this pool. It's like 90 degrees, dude.
The freshest water there is.
Yeah, man, and it's like warm, and you just, I'm not a good like relaxer.
Yeah.
Right, like I don't do relaxing very well, and so Mariah's like, yeah, you just like float, and I'm like, but like, what do you do that? Like we bringing a football, playing the pool, like
playing beach basketball.
Yeah, like I like
what are we doing?
I like showing up, jumping in the pool, fucking getting wild,
Doing some jackknives.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, I do the dives, man.
Yep.
You're not really supposed to, but I do it anyway. I'm a
bad
rebel,
dog.
dude. I'm a rebel.
Yeah.
Diving into the pool and
over
shit. Yeah. But no, it was cool because we got to we named a lot of our intentions.
Yes, there you go.
For the year, and just got to like get away and kind of like just do our own damn thing, man. Mariah's like. She's like the best supporter, man. She really gets my back, and
love that.
Yeah, man, and she,
it's hard to find, dude.
It really is. She supports the show, all my crazy shit that I'm always doing, and so it felt good to like say, what do you want to do? Like we're doing whatever you want to do this weekend. That's what we're doing, And so every time like she would make me do some shit that she knew I didn't want to do.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be a bitch about it, right? Like I wasn't giving her any sass or throwing shade. I was just like, hell yeah, because it's your birthday. And we both kind of know. And that was like turned into kind of like the joke of the weekend,
It's fucking birthday. What do you want to do?
Hey, let me do that. It's your birthday,
I'd love to do the laundry.
Yeah.
Or like some, you just throw something out there.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think like...
you paint her nails or anything like that?
No, dude. No, she doesn't want that, bro.
Gotcha.
I'm not good at that. I got an unsteady gait, you know what I mean? Like, but no, it's just cool, man. And, naming the intentions for the year I thought was awesome. And just kind of like a spiritual, reconnection, like in the nature, and like you ride bikes around the resort,
Sick.
And so like at one moment, like my takeaway, A, celebrating her, and supporting her and all that, but B was, we're riding these bikes at night, you ride to the pool and you ride back to your room.
Damn, that's awesome.
It's a huge resort, dude.
Did the bikes have seats or you just no-seated it?
No, I had a seat, dude.
Oh, right
yeah,
on.
no, I don't. Those days are over, bro. But no, I'm like riding this bike back, and it was like nighttime, and it brought me back to my childhood of riding bikes every night.
I miss that shit,
Yeah,
dude. The biker boys.
Yeah, and it was just like fuck, man. It was cool. I don't know. It made me like. I was very introspective. It was cool to like look back, reflect, and
have some time, dude.
Yeah, and just chill,
have some
dude.
time.
Yeah, dude, just chill.
Sick.
Yeah,
Fuck
so it was good, man.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time, dude. And
Yeah.
happy birthday to Martell.
Yeah, man.
She's a legend.
She's a legend.
Yeah, shout out to Martell. If you're listening, you're literally like 2 feet away from us right now.
Yep.
but it'll be cool when you hear this again
Yeah, dude.
live. Does she listen?
She listens.
God, I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah, well, she's the biggest fan. Like, does she listen?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
she download the
She
show?
fucking listen though,
Yeah,
you know?
no, she does.
She does. She's a legend. All
Yeah.
right. First off, when you painted that Biker Boys scene, I thought it was a hella funny story about race. Like, you ever seen that movie Biker Boys with Lawrence Fishburne?
No.
And they're like racing motorcycles.
No, I haven't
It
seen
like
it.
inspired me and some friends when we were younger at like 10, 11 years old to be like, well, we're going to be the Biker Boys now.
Hell yeah.
And we took our bikes to the top of the hill and started racing. The first race, I raced my neighbor. His name's Quentin Glenn. Quentin Glenn, if you're listening, dude, you'll remember this. First race, dude, and we're neck and neck. He was a little bit bigger than me, so he was like kind of taking me a little bit. And for some reason, he just like smashed both the brakes and just endoed over the bar and just slid down the hill, started crying. We had to get his mom involved.
Oh,
And so
damn.
as quickly as we started the Biker Boys Club, it was literally over within like 12 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And like we no longer could be the Biker Boys.
Oh, man, yeah, because biting the dust like that on your
Yeah.
bike, we've all done it,
He
dude.
ate shit, dude.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, man, I've taken some spills, and it's like I'm never riding my bike again.
Yeah.
But then you get up the next day, and you're like, but how am I going to get to the fucking skate park, you know? Like,
Just gotta go.
you can't skate there. It's rough streets.
Rough streets, man.
You got to ride the bike.
Gotta ride the bike.
I hope he got back on the bike, man.
I hope he did too. I think
Yeah.
he did.
If you're
He got
listening,
back on
Quentin
the
did,
horse.
get back on your bike, bro.
Yeah, he did, dude.
Yeah.
He did. He was a little shaken up. But anyways, dude, I guess to hop into a 2-minute takeaway for
Yeah,
myself.
Dale, what do you got, man?
Well, Jerem, I'm trying to think of like a more specific 2-minute takeaway
Mm-hmm.
instead of just saying the CrossFit competition, you know, but there was like a lot in there. There was a lot of really cool moments.
Right.
What
Why don't you tell the boys and girls at home
was happening?
what happened on Saturday?
All right, so on Saturday, me and two buddies, Joe Tomich, Ross Brewer, and myself, got together for a CrossFit competition in Hollister at San Benito CrossFit. Super sick-ass gym. And
It looked cool in the videos.
it was cool. So we got there at 7 in the morning. I woke up at 5, no alarm clock, dude.
Dang, you were pumped.
And my girlfriend was laughing because it's like, I work at 10 in the morning, right? So like I wake up at like 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
you know, and she works at 8, so she wakes up at like 5:30. So it's like
Right.
she was awake too, you know, that type of thing. And she's like, damn, like usually I got to get you coffee and like put it at your nightstand and like rub your back and like
Oh, yeah.
pump you up,
Yeah.
get you ready to rock. I've
Yeah.
always been not a morning person.
Right.
But when it comes to like my passions and it comes to the things I really care about, when I set my alarm for 5:30, I was awake at 5:20, wide awake, dude. No coffee, just game time in the zone,
God, I love that.
relentlessly ready, dude.
Fuck, that is awesome.
So that was fucking cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we got there, we did the thing, we worked out 4 times in 8 hours.
Oh, my God.
Went super hard,
Yeah.
ripped our hands up, blood, sweat, and tears.
Mm-hmm.
Left it all on the table, dude.
How'd you place? Tell them how you placed.
We placed 7th place, which is pretty good, dude.
Yeah, but you guys were in like the elite,
We were the elite
the
division.
elite athlete division, dude.
We were, dude. So that was
It's a
pretty
big
fucking
deal, dude.
cool.
Yeah.
We were pumped on it. We were pumped on how we did. But like competing and like having people watch you technically exercise, it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But like competitively,
Oh, here we go.
oh boy, it's gonna be one of those days.
Yeah.
To compete with people and have them watch, it's like
Yeah.
totally different thing, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I grew up playing sports, baseball, and I love like the pressure. Like
Yeah.
I fucking thrive in the pressure. Not to like toot my own horn, but I like that feeling. I like
Sure.
being in the zone. I like being honed in because that's the present moment. Like you're not thinking about anything else. And I remember just like looking at the crowd, knowing what I had to do, just like taking a couple deep breaths and just kind of looking at like our teammates and being like, we fucking run this shit. We got this covered. Like I'm not worried about one thing. I'm focused on one thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just completely existing, ready to get after it.
Damn,
and I
dude.
love that feeling, dude.
That's wow.
So to have that feeling, it's like
Yeah.
so intense, you know,
Right.
it's like almost like chasing a high, you know, it's
Yeah.
like you don't get it all the time, but when you get it, it's fucking sweet.
I love that.
So I guess that's my 2-minute takeaway, dude.
That's
It's
sick.
just feeling kind of like that rush, dude. Just feeling fully alive.
Oh my God, dude.
I love that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean the video, the pictures you guys sent looked awesome.
They were cool.
You still got some photos and videos and stuff?
Dude, we didn't really photo much because my phone died.
Oh fuck, okay.
Yeah. My
All right.
phone died and we're like, let's get a team picture. And
Yeah.
also, I'm one of those guys that like doesn't like to do things because other people are doing them.
Yeah.
And everyone else was taking pictures of their team, and I'm
Sure.
like, I got this shit in my head forever. Like, I don't need a picture.
Dude, it's so funny you say that because Mariah and I took almost no pictures on our trip.
And you had the best time.
Yeah, and at one point I was like, oh, should we take pictures? You know, and she was like, I guess. But we're both like so on the same page of like, dude, just because we go on vacation, you're not going to get 1,000 pictures because we're busy enjoying the vacation.
Yeah. We don't need people to know that like we're on a vacation.
Right. And so I like that. I like that though.
Yeah.
But on that note, Dallas is going to be competing again. Some David Goggins shit. He's going, you know,
Tomorrow.
a couple comps in a couple weeks here.
Yeah.
So Dallas is going to compete tomorrow in the Santa Cruz CrossFit Affiliate Cup.
Pumped.
So if you're local, come down and see us. We're going to be at CrossFit Central. That's off 41st and SoCal-ish. But come show some love, man. And I'll make sure to get some pictures while you're out there competing and shit.
That'd be sick, dude. We'll put it on the gram.
And we'll put it on the gram for you guys for the Betterment Bros, man.
Social meds.
Yeah, it's going to be
Jeremy's
sick.
going to be there too. So if you want to meet the Betterment Bros in person,
We're there, man.
dude, come stop by.
Yeah, we got a booth for the program we work for, and we're going to blow it the fuck out, dude. It's going to be awesome.
I'm excited. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So that being said, before we get into the funny and serious topics of the day, I want to just shout out everybody who's been leaving the reviews and the ratings,
sweet
man.
reviews.
They're coming in, dude, and man, they fire us up, you guys.
They
really mean the world to us. You know, a couple people posted some social posts. We got to shout out our friend Laura Bernsey. She wrote a killer post.
I was hyped.
Dude, she wrote a post about having a bad day. And she listened to our episode on how to reframe a bad day, which is quickly becoming one of our more popular eps. So she wrote a post, and it was fucking awesome, man. It was like the exact purpose of that episode was to essentially encourage people to not allow little things to change the entire day, right? And she wrote this awesome post. So if you haven't listened to it, episode 9, how to reframe a bad day, go get some.
It's a heater, and it'll help you.
It'll help, dude. And we've had a couple people actually reach out like, oh, I was having a bad day, and I realized like it's all on my decision, and you know, I totally turned it around, and thanks for like putting me in check and shit.
God, I love that.
Awesome. So
that was the intention of the episode. It was like a whim. It's like, dude, you know what? Like, we're sick of people just having bad days and like accepting it.
Yeah.
And we just came in like just scratched all of our plans for that day.
Yep.
We're like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, dude.
So it's cool to see that it just landed.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's really cool. So good job on the reviews, you guys. We are still running the contest. We got Amazon prizes that I really, we really want you to have these things.
We don't want to have them anymore.
No, we don't want them.
They're boxed up.
We want you to have them. So if you haven't yet, go to your podcast app and drop a rating and a review. We'll enter you into the contest. We're going to go live on the gram in a couple of weeks and announce who's winning our shit. And it's going to be awesome. On that note, I'd also like to encourage our audience, you know, if you want to help support the show, we don't ask for money. We're not getting paid for this. We're doing it because we genuinely love helping people. And so one way that you can help us out is by telling a friend about the show, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know that all of you listening know someone that might, benefit from the episode "How to Reframe a Bad Day," right? Like
or any of these topics.
Everybody has a bad day. They could use that. You know,
everyone's got problems.
Everybody's got problems, right? So, if you want to hook us up, the best way to do it is tell a friend. Now, I know you're probably driving right now. You might be at work with your earbuds in and stuff.
On the elliptical,
you
on the
could
treadmill.
be working out, you know, like, but it takes about 30 seconds, you know, to go into your podcast app, select an episode, hit, share, and then text it to somebody. It takes 30 seconds, and it means the world to us, right? So if you do feel like supporting us, you know, refer us a friend, man.
Yeah.
And that'd be awesome.
We already appreciate it.
Exactly. So that being said,
you got some funny stuff?
I got a funny situation, dude. All right. Now, this is Jeremy's funny situation. This is literally happening in my life.
Right now as we speak, or?
About 20 minutes before you got here to record tonight.
Oh, man.
Yeah, dude. So, and it's been happening for a couple of weeks.
Got it.
Okay. And what I'm hoping for is I'm hoping that someone in our audience can provide me with some help. All right.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We've been helping you guys. Maybe you guys can help me.
September of service, dude.
That's it. Someone
It's
get
time
my
to
back,
shine.
dude. Because
Yeah.
here's what's going on, Dal. As you know, I got 2 cats.
2 cats.
All right,
yeah.
my cats, Hopper and 11. Yes, we named them after Stranger Things characters. Yes, we named them before season 3 and season 2 because those seasons sucked compared to the first season, but that's irrelevant. Hopper and 11 are our cats. They're fucking awesome cats, man. I love my cats. However, one of them keeps shitting on the fucking floor, dude.
Oh man.
Just right in the middle of the floor. Okay, there's a cat litter boxes. We got 2 of them, right? In case they're picky. We keep them clean. We keep it nice. We keep it tidy. We clean them every day. All right. And for whatever reason, I keep coming home, and there's just poop right on the floor, Dal.
Oh, dude, really?
Yeah. There's poop on the floor, bro.
Wow.
I know. I don't know if you got much on it, but basically, like, listen, man, I got Crohn's. All right, I know a lot about poop problems, man. I got a lot of empathy towards poop problems.
Totally.
And I think we're all grown-ups here. We could talk about poop. For whatever reason, dude, one of my cats thinks it's a good idea to just poop in the middle of the floor, and I cannot for the life of me figure out why.
Gotcha. You want to know my initial thought is?
Please.
You never will.
Fuck, yeah, that's a dark fucking...
That's the dark one.
Yeah.
You'll never figure out why he does that.
No.
He can't fucking talk, man.
No, that's true. And, they'll meow at me, and I'm trying to... Are you talking about the poop on the floor? Like, communicate to me what you feel.
Yeah.
Why you gotta go there? I mean, I try and think, like, okay, well... Sometimes, like, I gotta poop, right? And I see a bathroom, and I'm like, I could, but it's kind of sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't then go poop on the floor, but, I'll hold it or, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm putting it out there maybe for the audience.
For the cat lovers out
If
there,
there's
any
some
crazy
cat-
cat ladies
Yeah,
or
if there's
something
cat
like that.
ladies or cat men, what do you call it? Catman?
Catmen?
Catman?
Catmen and Robin?
If there's Catman and Robin out there, dude, like...
Let us know.
Please DM me, dude, like solutions, because I can't figure it out, man.
The first solution that I could think of, and it's not really a solution because it's kind of like a thought,
Yeah.
would be like, what could you do to make the litter box more appealing to them?
Sure, like more
How could
engaging.
you reward them for shitting where they're supposed to? Like, they respond pretty well to like the reward system.
Sure.
Kind of like the mouse with the cocaine.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
sure.
I'm sure you could outsmart the cats. I'm sure you could do something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what, maybe that's where Google comes in.
Yeah.
But it's like, what is the most effective cat reward system?
Right.
And how can I implement something to the litter box?
Yeah, man, that's a good thought.
How can we make shitting there right?
Right.
Like, what can I do to make that right for
Yeah.
Hopper and 11?
Yeah, I mean, and I'll tell you, our cats, they love feathers. Oh,
Okay.
damn, do they love feathers? They love little wrappers, stuff they can, play with.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I put a feather like above the litter, but then they're just playing instead of pooping, I feel like.
Yeah. Or they're playing in their own shit.
Yeah, and then the shit gets fuck. See, dude, this is why, and I try Google, right? And Google's like, oh, make sure it's clean and make sure that you don't upset your animal. And I'm like, bro, my shit's clean. My cats are happy, dude.
Yeah.
I just, so I'm putting it out there less for us.
Yeah.
And more for the audience. Like, I just hope someone can get my back.
Yeah.
you
Is
know?
anyone, it's like a SOS.
Yes, it's an SOS, dude. And the reality is that we put it out there for the Uber stories. We didn't get much on it. We didn't get much response, and by didn't get much, I mean
we got none.
We got
right?
none, and that's cool. So if you got a funny situation, it doesn't even have to be a problem. It can just be a funny situation. Let us know so that we can riff on it on the air.
Yeah. Lighten the mood.
Yeah, just kind of bring it up before we get deep and heavy.
Before we just jump right in self-worth. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, like Jeremy's cat shit on the ground. Like, let us know if you got an idea.
There it is, man.
That's
There
all it is. We're breaking the ice here, folks.
But maybe there's something there with the feathers. I'll chew on that.
There could be.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, you should also isolate and try and figure out which one it is.
Yeah, dude, I've tried.
Because as far as discipline goes,
Yeah.
you don't want to discipline the wrong cat.
For sure. And then it's like, dude, like Mariah has taught our cats how to sit. Did you know that?
I did not know that, and that's amazing.
They sit, dude. When they're getting ready to go outside, she'll say, okay, sit. And they both sit, dude.
Dude,
And then we fucking let them outside.
this one chick that I know was just telling me that she taught her cat how to play like full-on fetch.
What?
Yeah, with a hair tie.
Dude, maybe she knows the secret about the poop.
I'll connect you to her.
Please connect us.
Yeah.
Because at this point, Al, it's not the worst thing. We got hardwood floors. It doesn't ruin my day.
Wipes up easy.
Yeah, I clean it, dude. It's fine. But, if I could come home and there's no poop on the floor, like, I'm pumped,
Dude. Okay.
You
There
didn't
it was.
expect that one, did you?
I didn't. I had no idea what was coming. Just thought it was funny. It's poop again.
Yeah, poop is a kind of recurring theme.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag Crohn's or whatever.
Yeah. Hashtag Crohn's. Hashtag Monyo.
Yeah, dude. So that being said,
Yeah.
let's dive into
serious.
self-worth, dude.
Let's reel it in.
Yeah.
Self-worth. Dude.
Self-worth. So, we didn't get a serious email this week.
That's okay.
Which is totally cool. If you guys are living your weeks large and you're having no problems, dude, then that is the result we're going for.
Mm-hmm.
So in the case that we don't get a serious email, we're just going to kind of riff on topics we're passionate about.
We feel is relevant. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how we came to self-worth. So I thought what we could do is we could talk about what it is, because I know it's it's a buzzword. It's like on all the Insta posts, like hashtag self-worth, hashtag blessed, right?
Hashtag know your worth.
Yeah, dude. Shit like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of give our impression of what it is and then talk about a couple of ways that you can kind of boost it in times of need, because it's definitely something I've struggled with, something that, hundreds of our clients have struggled with, and we think it's really important stuff.
Let's do it, brother.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I guess, Dal, we could start with what do we think self-worth is, man?
Well, I mean, I think I'm the simple guy.
Okay.
I try to keep things simple.
I'm
right?
pulling up my notes right now. I'm not
Yeah.
being on my phone.
You're good, dude. If you want to scroll the gram, man.
Oh, no,
you know what self-worth is.
I never gram while we pod, dude.
Me neither.
This is business time.
It's business.
Business time.
It's self-worth, dude. What self-worth is the value of you.
That's right.
Right? But not the value of you as I see it, but the value of you as you see it.
Oh my God, dude. I don't know if there's a better way to put it. That's it.
That's it.
That
That's
is
what it
man.
is.
Yeah.
It's the value of you within you.
Yes.
Inside you, how you see it.
Yes, exactly, dude. And so
that's what it is.
For me, I know for you too, probably, we're dealing with people as you guys know. And if you're new to the show, Dallas and I work at a drug and alcohol treatment facility, okay? And I'd venture to say 100, but I'd get someone fighting with me on Twitter about it. So I'm going to say 99%
100
of the people that come through our doors, right, struggle with self-worth in some way. Now, to expand on your definition, I want to just really drive home that self-worth is the value of you based on internal factors, okay? And I think that one of the big problems with self-worth, one of the things that I struggled with a lot and still struggle with now is other people telling me what my value is, other things external from myself.
Been there.
Determining my value, right?
Yeah.
And so for a lot of people, this comes up in relationships, it comes up in dating, money, work, right? All these things.
Business, all that stuff.
All that shit, right? And it's like,
the gym, everything.
Everything,
dude. God
dude.
damn.
Yeah, it's like, how much am I worth?
Social media.
Yeah. So where we see it come up with a lot of people is in all those things we just listed, but the negative impact that you get when you base your self-worth on external factors, right, is that you say, I'm only as worth as much as XYZ, right? And so so commonly what we see is, on Instagram, right? I only got 300 followers, man, so I'm only worth 300 followers.
Whatever
right?
that's worth.
Yeah, I got $300 in my bank account, right? So that's how much I'm worth. I've been at my job and I get paid this much, so that's how much I'm worth. And so and another thing is we've talked about this too with in previous episodes, right? In the Millennial Blues and things like that. And it is know your self-worth. And people rattle that off like it's some easy thing, like know your worth, right? And I fear I don't fear, but when I see stuff like that of know your worth, be present, like those kind of motivational posters.
Stay sober.
Yeah, we can all say that shit. But nobody's really cracking into the how.
Totally. If people knew their worth, people knew how to stay sober, people knew how to do all this shit,
right?
They would have already done it.
Yeah, be patient, right? It's okay, cool.
Be mindful, be present.
Yeah, great advice, dude. I'll go be present, whatever that means, right? And so with self-worth, knowing your worth, I got a couple ideas on how we could break that down.
What I do with clients is the same thing, right? It's like, what does self-worth mean? Why don't you have it? What could we do to get it? You know? So I think like some like real practical examples on how to go about defining it for yourself. I think that's totally the right way to go. And then once you define it, because it means something different to you than it does to me, than it does to, you know, whoever. So if we know what it means, then we can talk about how to get to those specific things.
Right. Yeah, and I think like a big thing with self-worth is that it manifests in so many ways people don't even realize, right?
Absolutely.
And so like for me, one of the biggest things I see with self-worth, right, especially for people in recovery, but this really applies to everybody, is dating somebody that you know is in some way below you. Okay. Now, I don't mean this in like a derogatory way or like, you know, like if you're a 10, you're not going to date an 8. Like, nah, dude, none of that surface shit. What I'm talking about is like, especially in recovery, just for sake of example, right? A lot of men and women who leave treatment and they're actively in recovery, they feel they can only date people who are also in recovery because they're ashamed of their past, right? And that shame stems directly from lack of self-worth, right? Because they're saying my value, my internal value, my value as a being is only this high because I struggled with substance abuse for 5 years, right? So it's lower than a normal person, quote unquote, because they never had these struggles and therefore they're better than me. And they would never want to date me because they don't want like me and all my quote unquote baggage, right? That is how one way negative lack of self-worth can manifest in somebody relationship-wise, right? The other thing is like, you know, people that feel like they are inherently lazy, right? And they say like, oh, I had a to-do list today of 10 things. I only finished 3 of them at work. And they bring that home with them and they say, well, I only finished 30% of my shit. Therefore, my value is 30% of what I could be or what I should be. Right. And that narrative just runs around, dude. And you could see how quickly that would snap in at different things in your life. Right.
Yeah.
And so for me, something I like making super clear for myself is that my value as a human being has nothing to do with how much money's in my bank account, how many followers I got on Instagram, how many people are downloading this podcast, you know, my statistics at work, none of that, because none of that is a reflection of
Who
how
you
much,
really are.
yeah, of how much I am worth to me, right? And so let's kind of crack into improvement methods, right?
Gotcha.
And we'll wrap on that for a little while, I think. So one of the exercises that I love and something that we're going to plug on the resource page that I'm super fucking excited about is positive psychology. Okay. So positive psychology is a method within the mental health realm, I guess you would say. And they do a lot on self-worth, right? And one of the main exercises is envisioning your life, right? But removing everything from it. Okay. So the question is something like, you know, what would happen if you woke up and you had none of your possessions, you had no money, you had no friends, you had no girlfriend, you had no boyfriend, you got no job, no car, no family?
Who would you be?
Who are you? Right? What's there? And doing that exercise is so incredibly powerful, right? Like when I do that, you know, if I remove everything, what's left? And what's left is who you are.
Yeah.
That's you, right? And so
good or bad.
Good or bad, right?
Yeah.
And like in previous episodes, we talked about be to have, right? In order to have, you got to start with who you got to be in order to do the things you're going to do to have what you want to have, right? And so this exercise is taking away the doing and the having, and it's focusing 100% on the being, right? What's left when all that shit is out of the picture? I want you guys to think about that. Remove everything from your lives, everything that you have, everything that you do every day. Take that all away, and what are you left with, right? And look at that. Really, really look at that inside. From there, right, you can say, okay, what am I good at? What am I not so good at, right? When you look at what you're good at, own it, hold that, cherish that, right? When you look at what you're not so good at, take responsibility for those things, right? Say, you know, like for me, personally, I'll put it on the air, dude. I am not very good at following up. communication, right? Like people, like all my closest friends know me, dude. They know that sometimes like they'll send me a text and I don't get back to them for fucking 3 days, right? Like my best friend Mark, man, he'll send me a fucking full novel before I reply sometimes, right? And the dude texts fast.
Sorry, Mark.
But still, like, sometimes people will be like, "Hey, Jeremy, how you been, man?" Facebook Messenger me, dude. I'm terrible on Messenger, right? It'll take me months sometimes, dude. It's fucked up. I know that I'm not good at that, right? And so I could say, okay, I'm going to be responsible for that. I say, but you approach that with compassion and understanding, right? You don't want to judge yourself or shame yourself because that honestly doesn't do a goddamn thing. But you look at it and say, okay, those are my weaknesses. These are my strengths. How can I bring them both up, right? So Dow,
Yeah.
why don't you break down some examples and some pointers you got for the audience on the self-worth, man? How can people boost their self-worth?
I think there's a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And kind of like what we talked about, your first example, the positive psychology shit. I mean, I just keep it simpler than that, right? I always say deep dive on who you are. And sometimes, like, I guess before we even get into that, right? Like the reason people don't deep dive into it is because it's fucking scary.
Yeah.
You don't know what's there, right? Like that's like the prerequisite, like what you were talking about when someone's like, know your worth.
Right.
People are scared to see what it fucking is.
Right.
Or they're afraid of what it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's going on in that prerequisite zone of like, why do you think I haven't fucking dived yet? You know, there's trauma, there's this, there's that, there's all the external shit that said you're nothing, you're nobody, you're fat, you're a loser, you're whatever, you're broke, you're fucking miserable. And it's hard to look at that, even if it's not true, right? Because it can't be true, right? Like if you lost all your money tomorrow, who would you be? So it can't be about money, right? Like if your girlfriend left you tomorrow, who would you still be? It can't be about her.
Right.
So, I mean, I think like the most tried and true method that I've done is who are you and who are you not? Just that simple. And don't spend fucking 10 minutes, spend an hour.
Right.
Spend a day.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you spend 15 minutes, you'll only get some surface level shit.
Totally.
But when's the last time you sat and thought about who the fuck you were for more than 1 hour?
Right.
Without having it be like some crisis.
Right.
You know, or like someone breaks up to you, like, who the fuck am I? And
Yeah,
they're forced to, and it's not organic.
Right.
You're not in a good space to just take a deep, hard look.
Right. Absolutely.
So my suggestion and which you kind of already touched on, but I'm just kind of reinforcing it and saying to do that and to look further and to don't spend 15 minutes talking about who you are or thinking about who you are.
Right.
Spend an hour, spend 2, spend a week.
Yep.
Right? Like what you'll figure out is super fucking cool. You'll find out who you are. You'll find out who you're not. And then that's like your North Star. That's the direction that you go.
Right. Yeah, I love that, dude. And it's like, to reference an earlier episode where we talk about be, do, have, right? It's like if we look at an example of a relationship, right? And, say the guy is, the one, say we're addressing the guy, right? And the guy has habitually been in unsuccessful relationships, right? And, this relationship he's in, she breaks up with him, right? And he says, God, why does this keep happening, right? Well, he'll know the answers somewhat immediately, right? The surface answer is like, oh, I should have been nicer. I should have listened more. Like I should have. But deep down, without doing that introspective deep dive that Dow's talking about of like, who am I, right? Until there's that incredibly deep dive, you're not going to know the real fundamental foundational reasons that these things keep failing, right? So it's like, I was working with a guy a couple years ago, right? And he, he was in and out of relationships, never married, no kids, in his 40s, could not figure it out, right? And I said, okay, how many times have you cheated? Right? He says, oh my God, I mean, like probably 20, right? I said, okay, what kind of work have you done with that? He says, nothing, man. I mean, I apologized. If I get caught, they leave me, and that's that, right? And I said, okay, well, I want you to think about like what a good boyfriend is, right? What is a good boyfriend? Right? He's like, oh, they fucking listen and they buy flowers and they do this. And I said, nah, dude, like I want you to take time and I want you to think what are the characteristics of a good boyfriend, right? And only when he looked deep,
saw what was really there,
and saw what was really there underneath all that bad behavior, right? Did he realize that he was subconsciously self-sabotaging all these relationships because he didn't feel good enough to be in them in the first place, right?
Yeah.
And so, like Dal said, doing that deep dive can be a major, major struggle. It can be fucking hard, dude. But unless you look, nothing can change, right?
So true.
Yeah.
And it takes time. Everyone owes it to themselves to invest in who the fuck they are.
Totally.
Like, if you don't know who you are, how can anyone else?
Right.
And why would anyone respect, like you, if you don't know who you are?
Absolutely.
And like you always say it, TJ Woodward always says it, there's no one else like you. You're the only you here.
Right.
So you should know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Right. And like, not knowing is not a good excuse. Not knowing is not a reason to not look.
Right.
Whether it's fear or whatever. And it's like, I heard the other day, like, fear is invented. Like, it's not a real thing. Like, you invent that in your head.
Totally.
So there's so many fucking prerequisites. There's so much to go off of from just this topic. But I think to progress forward or to like not change directions, but to keep going, right? It's value.
Yeah.
We talked about it's the value in yourself. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, if you know who you are and you know who you aren't, then you should also know what you value and what you don't value. Right? A lot of the reasons I have friends, the reasons, not a lot of the reasons I have friends, things I do to get friends.
Yeah.
But the friends that I have the things that I value.
Right.
Right? Like, I value honesty. I value trust. I value, what the fuck's the word? Stability.
Yeah.
I value recovery. I value humor. I value, being reliable.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, I value those inside myself.
Right.
So when other people have them, I gravitate towards them.
Yep.
So if you don't know what you value, if you don't know what you stand for, if you don't know who you are, the world's going to be a confusing fucking place for you.
Yeah, dude.
Right? So I think that's the second step. It's like, okay, if you know who you are and who you aren't, what do you value and what do you not value?
Right.
What do you stand for and what do you not stand for? Right? To say if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything. So it's like, at some point, everyone has to do this deep dive.
Yeah.
Or else life just is a fucking conundrum.
Yeah. It's confusing. And before you know it, it's like so much has passed.
Yeah.
Right. And then some crazy event happens and then you
have no
start
idea
looking.
why.
Yeah, dude. Exactly.
So if you don't need a reason, if you don't need a crisis, you don't need some crazy event to start doing this, if this is something you struggle with or you're confused on, or you totally fucking know and you want to take a deep dive again to find what you like and don't like, do it.
Yeah.
It can't hurt to know who you really are.
No, and that's huge. And I think like, for me, like my best advice for like discovering your own value is, step one, doing that deep dive that you're talking about. Who am I? Who am I not?
Journal it, make it real,
Exactly.
put it on paper.
Exactly, dude.
It's gotta be.
You gotta bring it out into the universe, man, because if it's just in your head, it could change at any minute. You know what I mean? And being in your head is a tough space to navigate, right? But if you list it out on a piece of paper and you can look at it, you can see it, it's material, you can feel it, right? You could consult that list in times of need, right? And the other thing too is like, you determine your own value, right? Which means that you have at any minute, any moment, the opportunity to create more value in yourself, right? So like one thing like that people say is like, Jeremy, dude, like I'll never have like a really good career, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna work at like kind of dead end jobs and they decide right then that is their worth, right? That their value hits a ceiling, right? Because they don't think they're gonna have this high power career or this or that. And I said, why do you think you're not gonna have that career? I'm fucking lazy, man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, laziness is a behavior, and you can modify any behavior, but you're not gonna know that you need to modify that behavior until you deep dive and recognize that is the underlying behavior in the first place, right?
Yeah.
And so, for me, like in the deep dive and creating value, it is simply acknowledging the things I'm best at and doing more of it, right? So if I know that if everything was stripped away from my life, podcasting, work, all you guys, my girlfriend, my cats,
house,
right? Everything was gone, right? I know that at the end of the day, I am a very compassionate person. The value I bring to this world, even without all those things, is that I'm a good listener and I'm a good communicator, right? I have a huge heart. I'm compassionate. I'll fucking let you in, dude. And that is my value, right?
Yeah.
How could you ever put a price on that? You can't.
Can't.
It is invaluable. It is worth more than anyone could understand, right? And if you at home listening, if you were to look at that, everything stripped away and recognize, like, what do you have? What do you have if all that stuff's gone? Embrace that and then bring more of it into the world, right? And that is how you can exponentially increase your own value, right?
So true.
So it's like me and Dow, we're both like, we value the exact same things, right? And, that's why we created this podcast, right? Is like, like I don't want, like I was starting to wonder, like I wasn't in a counseling role anymore. I missed it. I wanted to feel connected again. And so I started feeling like I'm not worth as much because I'm not helping anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So I could have just kind of stumbled through that and just lived with this like heavy burden on my shoulders of like, oh, I'm not as good as I used to be because I used to help hundreds and hundreds of people. Or I can deep dive and look at it. And I did. And I saw what was really missing was the fact that I need a place or a way to communicate this kind of stuff to more people. Boom, we fucking create a podcast.
Needed more to help.
We needed more to help. And look what happened, dude. My value went up.
Yeah.
Right?
And what's funny too is you didn't look externally.
No.
You didn't look to help people to make you feel helpful.
Right.
You didn't look to, like to be like get the compliment to be like, okay, you're right. Like I still got this shit.
Right.
That wasn't it.
Yeah, I didn't do it for the shout out, right? Or that someone shared, because all the people that I counsel on the side, all the relationship stuff, like, dude, we never post about it on Facebook.
No.
Like, no one's ever like, oh, had a great conversation with Jeremy last night and I feel like I can handle my relationship now, right? Like, we don't do it for the shout out, right? I looked inside and said, internally, what do I need to increase my value? I need to, okay, well, what am I? Who am I? I'm a person who wants to help. I'm a person that loves people.
I'm smart. I'm funny.
Yeah. Okay, if that's what my internal value is, how do I increase it? I do more of the things that I value in myself already, right? So it's like I was counseling someone, I don't know, God, how long ago was that? That was probably like 2 years ago now. And, she was in treatment. She had kids, right? And she's like, Jeremy, dude, I feel like a shitty fucking mom, And I'm like, okay, well, let's scrap all that stuff away. What if like your addiction wasn't a thing? What if like the money wasn't a thing? The husband trouble. What if all that was gone? Right? What do you have left? Right? What are you? And she said, well, I'm a very loving mother. I said, okay, take that, increase it, blow it up, bring more of it into the world, right? She's still sober, dude. That was years ago.
Sick. That's
right? And all she did was take that and say, okay, I'm going to blow it out on being a mom, on being a loving mom, right?
Go back to who she was born to be.
Exactly.
Who she knows she really is.
Whatever your value is, once you strip all that shit away, see what's left, right? And then amplify it times 100. Dude. Once you identify in your core, what is there in your heart, in your being, the essence of who you are. Once you identify that, all you got to do is bring more of it into the world, right? You don't do it because you want more likes on Instagram. You don't do it because you want fucking more pay at work, even though those things would probably follow.
They will.
That's not the purpose. That's the result.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, well said, dude. And it's like, it kind of like puts me into like self-esteem, you know, and like with self-esteem, you hear it all the time, right? It's like doing esteemable acts. And if, like, I have it with all the clients, right? Like, not all the clients, but a lot of clients, they come and they have low self-worth and they have low self-esteem because history in the past has said that they're not worth much. And they've proven it to themselves time and time again. So it's a hard cycle to break.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to tell you how much you're worth.
Right.
Right. But over the time and through experience and, sifting through the fucking shit with these people in the fucking danger zone, like getting into the mud with them, it's like, okay, cool, dude. Like, what are you worth? What do you value? You have low self-esteem. Okay, well, what is self-esteem?
Right.
Has to do with you. What's esteem? It's something you admire and respect.
Right.
Okay, it's kind of like the value thing. So, all right, cool. If it's something you admire and respect, what do you admire and respect?
Right.
And then you get a whole list of answers. And it's that simple.
Oh, man.
Like, I kind of just listed all the things I admire and respect in myself and my friends.
Yep.
Honesty, loyalty, stability, recovery, humor, all that stuff. Right? So how do you create that for you? And you can answer that. There's no one incapable of answering how to create more humor in yourself.
Right.
How do you be more funny? How do you get around things that are humorous?
Right.
Fuck, dude, pull up Netflix. Watch Dave Chappelle. Watch Bill Burr. Laugh a little bit. Feel good. Okay, cool.
Right.
It's so simple, but we just make it so hard.
Yeah, and and the thing is that I feel like people, myself included, we want like a quick fix. We want to read an article that says like, oh, you're worth this much because of these things, right?
Yeah. Take this test.
Again, with that external factor. But what you were just riffing on made me think TJ Woodward, author and founder of Conscious Recovery. His info is on our resource page if you're curious. But he does a fucking amazing exercise where you basically write down 3 people that you admire the most, right? And then you write down 3 characteristics of each of those people, right? And this exercise is like, he does it to help you like identify purpose,
right,
which he also identifies as something that has nothing to do with career, finance, family, nothing. It's very internal, right? But you list out these 3 characteristics for each of these people that you look up to the most, right? And then and so then naturally you're kind of like, oh yeah, and then you try and like do those things, right? And like emulate that behavior. But what he does is he flips it on you and he says, okay, I want you to find examples in your past where you were those things, right? So you're essentially proving to yourself that you have those characteristics, but because of our narrative, because of external factors determining our self-worth, we don't even see those traits in ourselves.
Yeah, it's
right?
foggy.
We look at other people and we're like, damn, I wish I could be like that guy.
Yeah.
Right? But the other guy looking over here is looking at you saying, you are like that guy. Right? Like so often I'd be like, dude, there was a time where I was real fat, dude. Like
I've seen it.
I blew up, right? Alcoholism and drugs will do that to
We
you.
ain't talking success.
No, dude. Like I was fucking, I was blown out, right? And I thought, like at the time, dude, I was like, I am so fat. I'm so worthless. I'm such a piece of shit. And I remember hanging out with one of my other buddies, and he's like, and he was much bigger than I was, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was a pretty big guy.
He's
right?
like, hey, shut up, bro.
And he looked at me. He's like, dude, some people would kill for your body.
Yeah.
Right. And I didn't believe him. I shut it down. But then I like kind of thought about it. I'm like, fuck, man, it's probably true. Right.
Yeah.
And so you got to remember that when you're dealing with sifting through this narrative and sifting through like esteem and characteristics and your self-worth and your value, it can be messy. It can be muddy. But only if you look through it will it become clear. Right.
Dude, well
There's
said.
no quick fix. There's no fucking articles on Google. There's no podcast. Even this, right? The work is the time you put into discovering your own value and bringing more of it into the world, which will naturally increase your self-esteem, increase your self-worth, your self-image. All of that follows. But you're the one that has to do the dive, and it's not something you can do in 10 minutes.
So true. And it's funny too, because in the example you just gave of you being fat, right? It's like you said like you can't really see those characteristics you admire in other people. So you see someone that's like ripped or skinny, and you admire them for being that way, right? But what you admire is their dedication to getting that way.
Exactly.
And it's like, dude, you were dedicated to pizza and Cheetos and alcohol. Like you have the trait of being dedicated.
Yeah.
You just chose a negative route.
Wow, yeah, that's
This
a good
dude
point.
chose a positive route. He's dedicated to the gym. He's dedicated to betterment.
Right.
So it's like we all have the trait.
Yeah.
It's just what are you doing with it?
Yeah, it's just misapplied almost.
It's absolutely misapplied.
Right.
You know?
That's a really fucking good point, dude. That's fire right there.
I'll take it. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, because when I think about like if we look at the 30, the guy that only does 3 of his 10 to-dos, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been that guy.
Me too.
I've been that guy where I'm like, fuck, man, I can't put my stamp on today, dude. Like I sucked, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, or dude, even better example for self-worth,
yeah.
right? Like we're digging deep into Jeremy Miller's past, okay?
Yeah, dude, you're being super vulnerable this episode.
Dude, I'm just...
Okay, guys, check it out. I stammer, dude. I have a shitty narrative. I used to be really fat. I'm fucking super good with chicks.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, fuck, man.
I love this. What are we even going to title this episode, dude?
Jeremy's fucking insecurities.
Jeremy's story?
Yeah. No, we're saving story time for the Patreon, dude, you know, because...
Shit, bro. You're giving away all the good material.
But no, like...
Pay $5 to find out if I was or wasn't fat.
Yeah, dude. I'll show you the pictures. But no, like if I look back to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always envied the people that got straight A's, right? Because I was not a straight A student, man. I struggled hard in school.
Mm-hmm.
I always did great on tests, right? Which really pissed off my parents because I had great test scores, but I had like fucking C's and D's, dude.
Because you didn't do your homework.
Because I didn't do my homework, right? I never produced. And I'd look around at other people that were, and I would envy that, right? And it wasn't the grade that I envied. It was the dedication they put to their schoolwork to get the grade in the first place, right? I was dedicated at the time to fucking around my friends and skateboarding all day, every day, right?
Yeah.
And had I realigned that dedication
things would have panned out, bro.
It would have panned out. So
Wasn't
that's
like
a
you
really
were
good point,
too
man.
dumb to do it.
Yeah.
Dude, there's one thing that we should plug,
Okay.
and it's a video from Eric Thomas,
Oh yeah.
E.T., the hip hop preacher.
This
And
guy's fire, guys.
If
I
that
don't know
guy
if you watch him,
ever
but
knows that I'm talking about him, like, dude, you're a legend. You're the
yeah,
man.
yeah.
But so he has this, like, I don't know if it's a video. It's got to be a video on YouTube or something, right? But he talks about, he had a conversation with his son, and I hope I don't botch this. And if I do, fuck it.
Yeah.
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we'll fucking do it again. Dude.
yeah, we'll fucking do that shit
We don't care
again.
about no Twitter.
We don't care, dude.
Yeah.
But he was talking about like an apple tree, right? And how like the low bearing fruits are like car, money, all like the external shit, you know? And he was like talking to his son. He was like, son, I believe in God. Like, do you? Like, don't say you do because I want you to, but like, do you? And he was like, yeah, I do. He's like, okay. Well, do you feel like there's something bigger than you out there? And he's like, yeah, I do. He's like, okay. Do you feel like someone created you? He's like, yeah, okay, cool. He's like, do you feel like you're here to do more than just like have sex and consume? And he was like, yeah, I do. He's like, okay, well, why aren't you chasing that? What is that? You know, and he was talking about how like all the low level shit, all the external shit is available like for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can have that. Anyone can get a car.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can get a girlfriend. Anyone can do all this stuff that naturally fucking happens.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can make money. Anyone could get successful or whatever. But he was talking about how like as humans, we're here to do more than that.
Yeah.
We're not here to buy shit and consume. That's not what we're here to do.
Right.
Right. So if you think about that, what are you here to do?
Right.
Those answers are higher up on the tree. They're
Yeah.
higher. There's that higher fruit that we're
Yep.
chasing.
Yep.
Like it's bigger than just that low level shit.
Oh,
you know?
shit.
But people are chasing the low level shit.
All
People
the
are
time.
chasing validation and chasing cars and money. And women and sex and all this stuff.
Yep.
That's just like, that's not the goal.
No.
You know, and like he was talking about how people miss the fucking boat on that. And I just really resonated with it, you
Yeah.
know, because deep down, when you take away everything and you look at who you are, it has nothing to do with that low level fruit. It's
No.
like, what are you here to do?
Right.
Who are you here to help? How are you here to change the world? And
Yep.
how are you here to be yourself and enjoy this journey?
That right there is value, man.
That's value,
That's incredible.
dude. That's value.
Yeah.
And I feel like people don't figure that out.
Right.
And it's sad.
Yeah.
People think that the value is the car.
Right.
It's like, dude, anyone can get a fucking car.
Anybody.
Anyone could do that shit.
Yep.
What are you here to do?
Right.
Most people say, I don't know.
Right.
And that's a problem.
And that is exactly why you got to do the deep dive.
Yeah, dude.
That's it. That's
That's
dude,
why we're doing this episode.
That's the best example so far that we've had, man.
We got to plug that video because it's fire. It's
All right.
legendary.
Yeah, we'll throw the link in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think to recap, right, what we're trying to get across is that you determine your value. You determine your worth. These things are created from you and you alone. So anytime you're feeling that you're not as valuable, you're not as worth as much, or your self-esteem's hit or your self-image is hit, just know that there are a lot of things at work, and the best way to discover how you can increase your own value, increase your self-worth, is by taking a good hard look inside, remove everything from the picture, see what's left, and amplify it, right?
So true.
And remember that all these external factors, they only affect your self-esteem, your self-worth, and your value if you allow them to. And it is extremely hard. This is a game you're going to have to play every fucking day, maybe, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just know that those things don't mean shit. What means the most is what you have inside and how you bring that into the world. So whatever it is, do more of it.
Do more of it. Yeah.
That's right.
That's so true. And I think just as a recap too, or as
Yeah.
a reminder, if like people are struggling with that, and you know, this episode's just kind of the tip of the iceberg to get you to start to realize that, and you're
Yeah.
struggling navigating it, DM us, hit
Yeah.
us up. Like, we have no problem helping guide you, right? Because as you always say, it's hard to navigate your own shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to be the captain of your own shit stream.
Right.
And so it's like, if you need help, let us know. We can help you navigate you.
Yep.
We're not going to do it for you, but we'll help you look.
We'll be in your corner.
You know, and we want to be in your corner.
Yeah.
And it's self-worth, it's self-esteem, it's self-value,
Yep.
it's self-image. It all starts with you.
Exactly.
So if you are looking outside of you to find it, you're already fucking up.
Yep.
And
you
I don't
won't-
say that to be like a dickhead. I say that to say, like, let's get on the right path.
Yeah.
You have to look inward.
Yeah, let's look inside.
It's
yeah.
the first word, dude.
That's
Self.
the first step. Yep. You know, and I think also, like, if you are struggling with that, know that, you know, even though like we're, you know, running this podcast and we're doing these episodes, like, You know, this is something that I struggle with all the time. All the time, dude. I measure myself against other people. I measure my dude, I hate Instagram, man. I really do, dude. And we have to do it for the podcast. I have to do it for work. But I hate it because I have to constantly fight with myself. That even though I only got fucking 300 whatever followers, that I'm still a badass, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, and I look at other people, I go, oh man, they got 10,000 followers. Oh man, they got 50,000. Oh man, I'm not worth as much as that. I have to constantly fight myself on that, right? But at the end of the day, when my head hits the pillow, the thought that gets me to fall asleep is the fact that I am me and only I can be me. And I know that I'm bringing value to other people. And if I'm feeling insecure, I feel like, fuck man, I'm not worth very much. I don't go to external things to fill that void. What I go to is, okay, my value is in my ability to communicate with other people, to listen to people. I need to do more of that. That is what will bring my value up. Yep. Not because they're sharing it on social media, not because it gets us more downloads on the podcast, right? But because I know that if I do that, my head hits the pillow, I can put my stamp on the day and fucking feel good about who I am.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well said, dude.
Boom.
That's why you want the followers, so we can help more people.
Exactly.
Not to feel good about us.
So that being said, wrapping up, we do appreciate the reviews. Keep them coming.
We do. Thank you.
We're trying to unload on some of these Amazon gifts for you guys. September of Service is still going on. So if you're doing good work out there, make sure you're hashtagging us. Also, I want to see more 2-minute takeaway hashtags.
Me too, man. Me too.
That's something that I need, dude. I really do, because it fuels our tanks, you guys. Like whenever we hear someone like, oh dude, I did a 2-minute takeaway, I'm so excited. And I'm not excited because like we coined the 2-minute takeaway. I'm not excited because that means people are listening to the show. I'm excited because that means that people spent 2 minutes of their day expressing gratitude. And I know what that 2 minutes did for them that day, and that fucking fills me with joy.
Me too.
So let's see those hashtags, you guys.
See those hashtags.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and really do it. Because I know if you're in your car right now, you're like, oh, I'm going to do that when I get home. And then you're not going to do it.
Yeah,
so
just do
really do it, dude.
Just do it, man.
Really
Come
do
on
it.
Now. Just
and
do
like
it.
Dal said, I think, Dal, plug in the DM, for us to help you. I think that's sick, man. If you need help on the journey of self-discovery when it comes to your worth and your value, and you're really having a hard time on that, let us know, dude. I got some great positive psychology references. We can coach you along the way. We're not going to do the work, but we'll be in your corner.
We're going to lead you to the water.
Yeah.
You just got to drink.
That's right. Yeah. I'm trying to drop a movie reference on that. Okay, like you, the listener, are Rocky Balboa. Okay.
Hell yeah.
And we'll be your Mick, right? We'll be Mickey in the corner with, we'll help you out. I don't know how many people are going to get that reference.
They'll get it, dude. It's Rocky Balboa. It's
Rocky.
implied. Like, dude, Rocky's a fucking boxer, and he has like a dude in his corner that's there to help, and we're those dudes.
Okay, good. Yes.
Yeah. For those of you that haven't seen the goddamn movie.
Yeah. And also, dude, if you haven't seen Rocky,
DM us. That's a fucking problem.
It's a fucking problem, and you want to talk about low self-worth, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, shit,
no,
dude.
I'm just kidding. Bring more value to your life, man. Watch Rocky.
Yeah.
No, but seriously though, like for real though, Rocky, like as a story of value and self-worth, it's
the epitome.
It is a really good lesson.
God, yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, man, watch Rocky.
Couple this podcast with the Rocky series.
Yeah.
And I think you'll be fine. That's the water.
You will start living your life, dude. I promise.
You'll be alive.
Yeah. So that being said, you guys, we're excited for Dal competing in the CrossFit affiliate. We're gonna bring you some media from that, get you some pictures and content.
Some footy.
It's gonna be fucking awesome, dude. I'm not competing. I'm not a competitive CrossFit.
But he'll be in my corner.
athlete, but I'm gonna be in the corner, dude. That's right.
You'll be my Mick.
I'm the Mick to your Rocky, dude.
Fuck, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and you're about to fight Ivan Drago.
He's going down.
He's
dude.
going down. Yeah, this is for America, dude.
I never lose when it's for America.
Oh, that's right. You
get me
dude.
fired up now, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
All right, you guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed the episode on self-worth. Find some value, bring it to the world. You got this. We believe in you. If you need help, we're gonna help you.
That's it. And this is just part one of self-worth.
Yeah, dude.
This is a to be continued thing.
This is some shit like self-image. I feel like is something we could do a whole episode on.
Totally.
Which I'd like. Also, just a reminder: if you got funny situation, you got a serious situation, hit us up. We'll help you out.
Yeah.
That being said, we will catch you guys next week. I'm Jeremy Miller.
I'm Dallas Terrell.
See you guys later. That was it. You got to get the bad ones out of the way.
You do.
Yeah.
Or like you'll be saying what you want to say, and your mind's like, throw a tweak in there.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, you're just like fucking, you know,
Yeah, man.
get that like that little glitch.
Yeah.
Like, and as always, you're like, what the fuck just happened, dude? You know.
I'm
Stupid.
putting that at the end of the episode,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I'm putting that in there. All right.
Bang.
Bring us in, Dal.
Bring us in. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, yep. There we go. I'm just gonna wing it, dude. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Like I said, guys, what's up? Here we are. We're talking about self-worth. It's yeah, damn, dude. I put no thought into that, dude.